The Chippewa-Ottawa Treaty Fishing Management Authority says it wants Hammond Bay and Presque County reopened for tribal fishing and has adopted rules to allow it. The DNR says the rules are not legal. 5,000 Sichuan ringneck cross pheasants will be available to sportsmen's groups to raise and release. The pheasants will be hatched at the new pheasant hatchery at Rose Lake. Consumers Power will soon reinstall a 2.5-mile barrier net to try and keep fish out of the Ludington pump storage plant turbines. They hope the net works better this year than it did last. New regulations to stop steelhead and salmon snagging could end up catching sucker fishermen. The rules outlaw any weight below a hook. Law Chief Herb Burns says he'll tell COs to leave legitimate sucker anglers alone. Michigan handgun sales were up a whopping 16% in 1989. 93,000 handguns changed hands. 52,000 were new guns. More women seem to be buying handguns. A number of dog-deer incidents are being reported. Now, deer are stressed, so it's important to keep dogs tied or confined at this time of year. Representative Lou Dodak is a hunter and gun owner and, very importantly, the Speaker of the Michigan House of Representatives. I asked Speaker Dodak if he thought the legislature would pass a pro-gun owner firearm preemption bill this year.
I think so. We have a package of bills that we're working on, and preemption will be part of that package. And I think if, as a resident of this state, it concerns me that I could be an individual that wants to hunt and owns a firearm that could cross from one boundary to another boundary, be it township or village or city, and find that I'm actually breaking the law in that community that I'm driving into. That doesn't make any sense to me. I think that as a resident of this state, we ought to have basically one set of rules. And a preemption makes real good sense. And I believe that we can put a preemption through if we package it right. And I think there's a good possibility you may see some action on a preemption bill yet this year.
Most carnivores, the meat-eating mammals, pursue herbivores, the plant-eating mammals, for their meals. Most carnivores hunt and kill their own prey. Which carnivores prefer to scavenge on carcasses they find? Africa's hyenas and jackals are carnivorous scavengers. Now through Sunday, the Michigan Taxidermist Convention and Exhibition is in full swing at the Civic Center in Grand Rapids. This convention is where you'll see the results of the MTA's 1990 competition. It's truly the best example of taxidermy you'll find anywhere. Some of the mounts displayed here will go on to win awards in world competition. If you're looking for a top-notch taxidermist to prepare an artistic, high-quality mount, you can meet them here and compare their work this weekend in Grand Rapids. The Taxidermist Convention and Display is all a part of the Grand Rapids Sports Show at the Civic Center, open through Sunday. Friday, there's a white-tailed deer seminar at the high school at Zeeland. Williams Gun Sight Company in Davison is holding a reloading clinic on Saturday. And other Saturday events include the granddaddy of turkey hunting seminars at Wells Hall on the MSU campus, followed by a turkey hunter's banquet, also on the campus in East Lansing. Bob Garner will be speaking at both events, and he knows how to talk turkey. The Lake Michigan Duck Calling Championship is also on Saturday at the Grand Center in Grand Rapids. That's part of the sports show. Spicer's Boat City at Houghton Lake is holding a boat show running this Saturday through March 25th. 3D archery shoots are on tap Sunday at the Royal Oak Archers Range at Lake Orion and the Black Hawk Archery Range at Leslie. Adult hunter safety classes begin Wednesday night at Williams Gun Sight at Davison. The Michigan Deer Spectacular runs next Friday through Sunday at Lansing. Our Trost Fishing Awards banquet is Saturday, March 24th at MSU's Kellogg Center. The biggest fish of 1989 will be on display. Call the Outdoors Club for tickets. They're limited, but still available. April 7th, that's the date for our Outdoors Foundation Wild Game Dinner at Mount Brighton Ski Area. You'll recognize our chefs, Pat McGuire and Mike Kesselut, judges in our cook-off last week. Mike is executive chef at the Masters Restaurant in Madison Heights, where he and Pat held a wild game dinner last spring. They prepared a gourmet feast. At Mount Brighton, they'll serve my Alaskan caribou, along with pheasants, geese, rabbits, squirrel, venison, and wild boar cooked with award-winning recipes. And Pat will prepare one of his famous ice carvings, all done with a chainsaw. Morton F. will be our guest of honor, and proceeds from the game dinner go to support our nonprofit educational foundation. Tickets are available by calling the Outdoors Club office. The Outdoor Fair is June 23rd and 24th at Houghton Lake. Bob Garner's Sporting Dog Show will be spectacular, according to Bob, with demonstrations of pointers, setters, retrievers, and hounds. Hope to see you there. If you missed a number, please call the Travel Bureau toll-free on Friday.
Barbara Conklin's recipe for zesty pheasant tartlets was a winner in our 1989 Wild Game Cooking Contest. It's real easy to see why. You're going to start out with thin sliced bread, which you roll even thinner, and then use the cookie cutter to make the little circles, and then dip in melted butter. These you're going to place in the miniature muffin tins. Now, if you're going to be doing a whole lot of those, like we will be for the Wild Game dinner in April at Mount Brighton, you can go ahead and make them at that point, and then just freeze them, and then take them out and fill them as you need them. And the filling has a lot of different ingredients in it. It's got Miracle Whip, and at this point you could use mayonnaise here if you wanted to substitute it for Miracle Whip. And then Parmesan cheese, and you only need about a quarter cup of it. And then your grated Swiss cheese, and here you could use cheddar if you wanted to make a substitute. And then a little bit of Worcestershire sauce, a little bit of diced onion, and Barbara says that she prefers that over the minced onion. And then your Worcestershire sauce, and then a little bit of red hot paprika, or not paprika, but Tabasco sauce. And if you want to use more, go ahead and do it. And then you're going to put in the pheasant breast, which has been cooked and then shredded. And then just mix this all up together. And once you fill the little tartlet shells, which are already baked, then you're going to sprinkle each of the filling, or the little filling on it, with paprika. Then you just go ahead and bake this in the oven until it's just golden and bubbly brown. And it only takes about 10 minutes. You put it under the broiler. And then here they are. Now, you could go ahead and freeze these at this point, but if you're going to serve them as they come out like this, they just melt apart. And I wonder if Bob Greiner is going to share any of these with us.
Absolutely beautiful. Why don't you tell them everything that goes into this?
Well, you scarfing them all off of this plate.
That's right.
Crying out loud, I got to grab some here. We hardly have any. He's got them all.
And keep your mitts off them too. I'll tell you, these little doodads right here are some powerfully good eating. They're small, and that's the only thing I have against them. I wish they were a lot bigger.
You know, seriously, I think they could be. You could put them on a whole English muffin or something. Or I don't know
sure.
what.
You can make them any size you wanted to.
Man, I'd make big ones too. But the juicy, cheese, stringy, oh man. And you know, I bet I could almost imagine tuna being in here.
Oh,
or
just about anything.
just
Chicken,
about anything.
turkey.
Oh,
Maybe even a rabbit, whatever.
what a versatile recipe.
Although we can imagine it. Don't change nothing. This is this is a fun. Hey, get your hands off of here.
I wouldn't have done that.
Where could you find this mouth-watering recipe? It's with all of our